Good afternoon. My name is Tumi Tladi. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, shall we get down to business? Well, before we do that, today is the 30th of July 2021, the last day of this month. It has been a long, ridiculous, cold month. Hallelujah. All right. So time is 1 minute before 1 p.m. and as we continue with our series for version control, we have made some progress, which is quite interesting. And now I want to continue where I left off yesterday. So yesterday we did branches. It was a very interesting video that we made, or should I say previous video. Please watch the previous video. I believe it's video number 49. And by the way, this is a video number 50. This is a video number 50. Wow. Okay, so before we continue with no, sorry. We long finished branches. We did the project to the branch. So this guy should be marked as done. Okay, sorry about that. Now this was the last thing that we did in our previous video number 49. And now today we're gonna do this part, which is commit messages. Alright, if this is the first video of mine that you are currently watching, please, I'm gonna urge you to watch my previous video on this channel. Start with the overview where I laid out a sort of expectation of this order for this YouTube channel. And one of the things is that you're gonna be learning a lot from me because I learned from myself. I only, learn some guidance, what to do, what not to do. Other than that, I figure things out for myself. So by the way, before we continue, let's look at this time. I'm going to use Azure DevOps because, well, we're going to need it. While this guy loads, let's make sure that Visual Studio is running. Yes, so this is our solution. I'm going to call it solution YouTube_private_new. So we converted this solution into a repository, and then I can officially say this repository. Please watch the previous video, especially the last one, understanding how we end up having these projects. So this project is to simulate version control. So today, although we're going to be talking about commit messages, in fact, we need to do a Google study. But before I do that, in fact, we need GitHub. But I need to get up the site. We need to do some Google study. So git commit messages. And funny enough, last time I wasn't freaked out, but last time they said something ridiculous. They said about commit messages that, in fact, let's see. Okay, let's see. Before we continue, I meant to do this, that I've been busy. Let's see. I've been busy with my new system, C versus C. Unfortunately, I can't get into it, but I've been busy, and then email API. We pushed some stuff an hour ago, and then the last time we pushed was yesterday. So email API, it's a sister for SMS API. So for now, right now there's 23 commits. I've been busy, I've been busy adding 4 pages. So yeah, this is a progress I've been making. Okay, so let's read. I want something that makes sense. These people, a well-crafted Git commit message is the best way to communicate context about a change to other developers working on the project, and indeed to your future self. I love this. Have you ever tried running git log on one of your old projects to see the weird commit messages you have used since inception? I love this. So there we go. So in an essence, it is the best way to communicate context. That's the key word, context about a change to other developers. Now this suggests that version control, like I said, it's a platform where we all collaborate, and then I did extensive videos about who uses these services, or should I say platform cloud platforms, and then external service providers that are on these cloud platforms like AutoMapper, Fluent Validation, and so forth. And then I also showed Microsoft that it collaborates on this platform. So it's all about the context, about the change to other developers working on that project. And indeed, I love this last part, and indeed to your future self. And this is very critical, because then this suggested that hence this person say, have you ever tried running git log on one of your old projects to see the weird commit messages you have used since its inception? And by the way, we're going to take a look at one of in fact, almost, how should I put this? See the number of the repositories in here. We're going to look at some of the main repositories, and then we're going to look at how I write commit messages. So now we are done with commit messages. But what I want to say about commit messages, I was so shocked that they said you should keep it to 80 characters. They said you should keep it to 80 characters. Well, it didn't matter. Okay, so we are done with this, but I'm going to come back to it. So let's go back to Visual Studio. Right. So we are currently on master branch, and the topic is commit messages, right? And we've been committing messages. We've been committing, and we've been writing messages for those commits. So now what I want to do, currently we are on this project, Blazor WebAssembly server, and I want to switch now to it. So when you click master, or I drop down and then I switch to this guy, just click with a left click once, it will automatically check out. We call this process checkout. Please do not do anything else. Wait for this process to finish until it tells you that, listen, yes, that's what's happening. Oh, by the way, I intend to do something before that. In our previous video, we had some two weird errors. When I loaded the solution before or prior recording, I saw that the NumGet packages were now resolved, so which is a good news. I don't know why yesterday they were not resolved. Let's see. We don't have exclamation mark on dependencies, good. And this one, no, we still have some exclamation mark, but it's fine. Okay, so I meant to say something regarding that. I'm not gonna do commit messages only. I'm gonna also do merge changes. So we are doing 2 in 1. Dun, 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 dun. Like we did with the Git in Visual Studio and Git changes tab. So we're gonna do the same thing. There we go, save. So we're gonna do two things. We're gonna do commit messages and merge changes, right? Cool, so let's begin. So we are on this guy, and then the reason why I want to introduce commit messages is that you're gonna go to master, you right click, and you say merge into the current branch. Now, what is the current branch? Blazor underscore WA underscore server is the current branch. So when I say merge this branch into the current branch, that I'm saying merge master, and this guy will tell you, are you sure you want to merge master into this? I'm saying yes. This is important. This is a pro tip. It needs to say already up to date. Every single time do this when you switch in between branches. And we did talk about the topic of branches. Please watch the video, I think video 48. We did talk about this. Please make sure that this says already up to date when you are in Visual Studio. Now we can safely work. So I'm just going to do something small. What can we do in here? Let's see. Weather forecast. What can we do in weather forecast? I just want you to do one change and show you how do you write a commit message and how do you merge that back to master, and we move on to a different branch. So let's see. We can do something interesting. Dun, 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 dun. And now I have to wait for this guy to wake up, Visual Studio to wake up, because it has this tendency of hanging on me. While this is doing, please, if you find this material, this content on this YouTube channel, particularly this video, helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and then leave a comment you have any. Please tell your fellow developers, anyone else, about the goodness on and the juicy on this YouTube channel. Okay, so one of the things I like to do personally, one of the great incredible things I like to do. Okay, we need to wait for this guy to resolve because I don't want to start doing anything while it's still busy behind the scenes. Okay, let's wait for it. Let's give it a couple of seconds to a minute or so. So this YouTube channel, to be honest, I love what I do and I believe I'm growing. And I was talking to my lecturer, he's also my mentor, Mr. Mayam Shaba. And we were talking yesterday on our WhatsApp group that we should now be building these systems and not waste our God-given talent, and we should be collaborating, so I really need to ensure that I'm good, I'm steady, hence I keep on identifying bugs, hence I'm keep on building. I want to collaborate and I want to have that kind of exposure. Yes, so one of the things I like to do is to add comments. So we're just going to add comments here. So I like to call this global variables. Okay, and then I like to yes, that's a global variable, and in fact this one should come first. This is me, this is how I like to rearrange stuff. Don't worry, I'm not coding, I'm showing you the context. And then here I like to do constructor and then have two lines, empty lines. Okay, and here I like to call these guys actions. And then that's it basically. And I like to remove this last empty line. I like to remove stuff that we don't need. So this is me cleaning up. In fact, why is this guy not being utilized? Okay, another thing I like to do, can we do control dot on this list? What can we do? Okay, there's nothing we can do, but this is what I want to do for readability, for things to be, readable. There we go. So I believe it's now readable, which is quite interesting. And to array, yes, but what I like to do is this. This is me, random, and then let's resolve that. Give this guy a second. I don't like stuff like RNG. Did you see that, those variable names? I don't like doing that. I don't like it because as a developer, and then you're working with other people, remember you're going to be working with other people. So the laziness is one thing that we don't need in this current case. Okay, so we are done. Please make sure that there are no errors like this one. Give it a second. Okay, they're gone. We are done. So what we're going to do is that we're going to say a commit message. So this is how I do it. Okay, so which branch am I in? Blazor underscore WA underscore server, and then I'm gonna say today's date is the 30th of July 2021, and then what was the action? Now the action was modify, and we'll talk about it, the action. And then what did I do? Cleaned up the class. There we go. That's it. That's all we did. We will do get. Do we have dev? We should talk about dev. Get dev. We should add it. Yeah, we should do get dev. Let me put it like where you check the difference. Get dev, because it's going to help a lot of people. People don't know this. In fact, I use this on Azure DevOps quite a lot. On GitHub, it's messy. Okay, so this is how you write. This is how I write it. The name of the branch. This is me. The name of the branch. When I was collaborating with in fact, we should talk about that now. Let me go to GitHub, and then let me do this. duplicate the tab. Let's stop this guy and let's go to iNotify. This is very important because I'm going to show you that it's not always where, okay, this is, by the way, it was our CUT's third year IT project for Will. Okay, so I want to show you the commit, because what I need is how we write the messages. So, and this is how I taught my team. So currently I'm using the name of the branch, right? And then I have the date. Usually I have the version. We'll see that on identical doc system, especially the Android, Android. And then we have the action. So let me talk about the action. So the action is this. It's either you edit, you modify, that means you change something, you removed, and then you added a feature, or then you fixed a bug. These are my actions. What did I do on the commit? You will see add, modify, remove, feature, bug. You will see this consistently. Okay, so that's what we did. We modified, and then the name of the message, or the commit actual message, which is we cleaned up with this class. That's it. And then now I'm gonna commit, and then we are done. So going back now to this, as you can see, if you look at Tumi, so in this context, because we had multiple branches, we did this. Let's do this. You see, Bongiji, Milwazi, Paul, Tao, and me. So we were a team for this CUT's project. So we used our names, so that was Tumi, changed the text from assistant to colleagues. So this was the old me, so the new me, it's now smart. And also we have other people, because I trained them. I told them how we're supposed to do things. Where the rest of the team? Because mostly it was me who was pushing. Like mostly. See what I don't like about... we need the pages here on GitHub. We can't keep on going older. But yeah. But we need to come back to this. It's very, very important. Okay, so we are done with this one. And then what we do is that we're going to go to master. Watch what's going to happen when I click master. So I'm going to go back to master. And now that I lost some changes. And then this is 0. And now this is where the topic of merging comes in. Merging the changes. Remember I said I'm doing 2-in-1, merging the changes. So master currently now it's naked, it doesn't have anything, and then everything it's being resetted. This is how we know that we are tricking our project, because there's a different version of this project somewhere. So now we're gonna say right click from here, you're gonna say merge again into the current branch, which is what the master, yes, it will move from, there we go, 1, and then we have our changes back. So, and again, we're going to do something else. Let's go to WPF. Now check the difference. So we're on WPF. It's been resetted. We don't need this. Now, the first thing you need to do, you're not going to hurry up and go to WPF. I like to do this for simplicity. Mark this guy as a startup project so you can see the current focus. Let's give this guy a second to open up. Yes. So you can see where I'm currently at. So now we're going to work with WPF. And now here's the thing, before you do anything, this is what you do. Master, right click, merge into the current branch. There we go. So now WPF is being fed with whatever that master has. Master is a critical branch. So now we can continue. Okay, so here what we're going to do, we're also going to clean up some stuff. I like to clean up with WPF because yeah, I hate stuff, these block comments. I'm gonna remove them, and then we're just gonna say this is constructor, and then we're gonna remove this. And by the way, this is me. You see with my code, it's clean. We are done with WPF. Okay, I need that message. Because the dates and everything, I just need to copy the message, to commit message. And this window, we're still gonna come to it, not now. Okay. Double PF, name of the branch, and then main window. Main window. Class. There we go. Commit. See what I'm doing? Now it's gonna be 2. I'm gonna go back to master. Master is gonna be 1. There we go. And I'm gonna go back to double PF. I'm gonna wait. Yes. Mesh into current branch, which is master. Now master is gonna be 2. There we go. Lastly, let me show something about the Xamarin. So we're gonna set this guy as a startup Android. I'm gonna do something very interesting, and then set as a startup, and then I'm gonna switch now from double PF branch to Xamarin branch. Okay, let's give this guy a second. Okay, master is still 2, so now we're gonna go to Xamarin. It's gonna be 0. We still need to feed the Xamarin with what master 8, and then we go back to master merge. This is how you do it. Clean. And now Xamarin is good to go. Remember I said that Xamarin is for also platform specific project for Android, also platform specific for iOS. Okay, so but we're gonna make some change here. What we're gonna do, we're gonna open Android manifest file. But I don't like to, because I want to add some permissions. So let's try to do it this way. Right click, because I'm a Xamarin developer, so I know a lot of things about Xamarin. Trust me, my new system also has a mobile application. I can't tell you what it does, but it also has Xamarin application. And also I'm keeping track of .NET MAUI. It's gonna be fantastic. So I'm gonna go to Android manifest. And then we're gonna add, notice we have a 0 changes. This is a changes, right? And I'm gonna add, where's the internet? Let's say we're allowing camera, and then we're allowing flashlight. We want permission to those things. We want permission to the internet, and then we want permission to read calendar, and we want permission to receive SMS. There we go. And I just hit save. Like I said, we'll talk about the changes later on, and then these icons later on, but now those are changes that we made. And then we write the message and we'll be done. Let me paste this guy. So it's gonna be Xamarin, and then we modify it, right? So here we're gonna say, actually this is not modify, this is add. The action is add additional permissions for Android project. Did you notice how I write my messages? Context. Remember context that we're reading? Context. Context. And then that's it. And commit. And now Xamarin is going to be having 3 changes. And finally, we're going to go back to master so we can push, because we can't push. Do not push. We'll talk about the rules of pushing. We still have the video that we're going to cover about pushing. Do not just push. We're going to cover this guy. Do not just push. But for now, next is going to be locals versus remote, then push. So, but we need to go back. Wait. Go back to master. Master it's 2. And we need to pull those changes. And please be aware when you add multiple projects, because I think if you see it's saying loading one of loading project 1 of 1. I think Microsoft has reworked the architecture of Get in Visual Studio, because the more you have the name of the project, it's going to become slower when you're moving back and forth. Some of the people are moving back and forth, literally, because when you're fixing bugs, you're not waiting for a proper timeline that you fix. bug number 2 tomorrow, you fix bug number 3 Sunday, you fix bug number 4 Monday, or maybe you don't work on weekends, you fix bug number 2 on Monday, bug number 3 on Tuesday, bug number 3 on Wednesday. That's ridiculous. So you're gonna be moving fast like I'm moving right now. So let's make sure that we do this. And then that's gonna be 3. Finally we push, and then we are done in Visual Studio. So let's wait for this guy to be 3. Give it a second to a minute or so. Okay, come on, it's loading. In the meantime, so this project that I was talking about, iNotify, this is how I wrote my commit. You see, Tumi removed the message as part of maintenance since we decided to blah blah blah. Tumi added back those classes from the models that were previously blah 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 blah. Tumi part 1, we'll talk about this part 1. Now, it controlled the account type properly when attempting to log in. And then Tumi added a new image for the slider. Even when you add image number 2 on the home page, you see image number 1. Tumi added a new image for the background on the contact page. All of these things are proper commit messages. And now, with that being said, let's go to this email API so I can show you how I write commit messages. As we scroll down, we're gonna look at identical docs, how I write commit messages, and SMS API, how I wrote commit messages. Here I was just playing at CUT. And finally, this project of mine, Spy 8. Okay, so let's go and check if Visual Studio. Okay, so now I can just hit. Come on, are you not done? Come on, push. Okay, so now it's going to GitHub. So tomorrow, yes, I think I'm gonna make time. I'm gonna do a video where we set up a remote, where we're gonna prepare for this project or repository to also push to Azure DevOps. But currently, it's going to GitHub. Please check the previous video. So let me start with SMS API. Let's go to commit, identical docs. Look at the number of the commits on identical docs. Email API, commit. I'll finish up with this guy. See, this is SMS API. Master, I was on master because when I okay, this one doesn't have multiple branches. Email API and SMS API only has one branch, which is master. So I was doing everything for master branch because it was one single project. But notice the date. So this is very easy. Like you heard, we read the description of get commit message, that to make it easy for other fellow developers working on a project. I did this on the 30th. I modify. You see the action I modify. I increase the length for the body property. I modify. Edit. Why is it say modify edit? So, okay, sometimes I modify by adding more comments. Yes, for Swagger, because there are already comments there. And then here I added the credentials class to the utilities. See the bug. There we go. Here's a bug where fixed a bug that resulted in status code blah 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 blah. So this is it. Cool. And then identical docs, I'll come to it. So as this one I did today, as you can see, Friday I added API routes class to the contract, and then added post one email request class. See that I added the send email controller class to added home controller class, add index view to the views home folder, add for. So this is the work for this guy. And then when it comes to the main system, which is identical docs, you see, this is where I focus now on different branches. Web, I did the work on core MVC, web again, core web API, core MVC. So I was doing some work. Finally, let's see, have we done this side? successfully pushed to origin master. We good to go. So this side we are done. So then I can close Visual Studio. Okay. So see that's what happens. You move between the branches. You make sure that you see call WPF. See that what I do? Call WPF on the 5th of April. It was on Monday. This version. Sometimes I have this version. Add the settings window. See, modify, wind up everything, and then web. See the different versions because of different project. So yeah, this is where I was pushing on WPF, and you see call underscore library, where I was doing to do temporarily commented, because when you comment something out, it's a commit. Another thing that's interesting, look at this part mama. There's part 1 somewhere there where I'm replicating, I don't know, something, but look at, I'm focusing on one project and on the same day, and look at the versions. 15.2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so forth. Part 2 replicating, part 4, 5, 6, 7, and so forth. Let me just open one commit message. What was I replicating? So I was replicating their subscription system. It's interesting. We'll take a look at this when we do get history. Okay, so this is my other main system, which is Spy 8. It's a huge system, you know, 1112 1120 commit. It's a huge one. It's a huge one. Okay, this one I'm gonna open it in Azure DevOps. Do we have Spy 8? Where is Spy 8? On which organization? Hello, Azure DevOps. Okay, Azure DevOps as usual, a bit slowish. Come on. So I'm just showing that how I write commit messages and then how consistent I am and how disciplined I am, because this goes a long way. Come on, there we go. Spy 8. And this project is for software engineering at Central University of Technology, as part of harnessing the principle of SDLC, leper body. It's a very interesting idea that we came up with, you know, fixing a specific problem. Yeah. So I just want to show the comments at this side. See, there's a target, which is a project, it's a WPF, and then it has its own branch, and there's a target helper, it's a T helper, and it has its own branch, and then there's a master. I was pushing from master. I don't know why I was working on master, because this is a mistake. You cannot be pushing from master when you don't. Here I think I was lazy, and I think I was aware, but you do not mess up master. The idea of multiple branches, you want to tear down anytime you want to, but you can't tear down master branch. But we'll talk about that. You see, there's an enterprise branch, there's admin portal branch, there's a web, and there's a web form branch, there's a core web API branch, you know, where I was pushing the work. There's MVC branch, and look at modify, and then it has a different versions, Friday, date, and all that. This is very interesting. This one, now getting the current year for the what? Getting the current, okay. But in a nutshell, this is it. I hope you found this video informative. If you did, please subscribe, share, tell the world about the goodness on this YouTube channel. Thank you. See you next time.